ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Frieren. And after this episode, I've gotten even more invested, not just in the characters, but mainly in the world right now. What happened, the reveals that we have in this episode, finally expanding a bit on how the demons are their true nature. And I think it's a very interesting way of portraying demons, but also seeing it from Frieren's point of view, considering her long life, and also the lesson at the start of the episode. It's quite important, and I'm really starting to like how the episodes are formatted. You have the first couple of minutes, in a way, imparting a lesson, or one of the things gives you food for thought, so to say, to consider on the journey for the show. But now seems like we have some very interesting things being set up for the future, so let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the start, we see a bit of a flashback with them talking about Flamme and the grimoire with the original party, and them thinking that around her, people have started considering Flamme like a fairy tale, a myth. Was she even real? Like a legend in a way, and she was the only one remembering Flamme. And I hope we're gonna get maybe further into the show some flashbacks with Flamme, with her time there, with Heaven, what they're trying to do here, because from the small parts I saw of Flamme, I really like her quite a lot, and she's hot, of course. But here, after this in the present, so to say, the next morning, I was laughing so much at this. Thank you, Fern. Her being shocked that Frieren woke up early, started praising her, pampering her. maybe something good, a habit is gonna form out of this, but I wouldn't hold my breath for that. Stark was super confused. That was such a cute and wholesome moment, but then they have to clear a roadblock there from a landslide caused by fights with demons. And then the moment between Fern and Stark with him, hey, could you please stop dropping, could you start dropping the Sama or the Mister, how we get it in the translation from our name, just be a bit more casual with me. And yeah, Fern does that. Be careful what you wish for. She's like, quit wasting time and help me. She drops all of the politeness, everything. Okay, let's go back to what we had before. Poor Stark can't get a win. That was such a fun moment there, but also a bit sad after that. This kind of puts a lot of things into perspective from Frieren's point of view, and also from humans, how we have short life compared to her. When they asked her, are there other elves? And apparently there aren't a lot of them, because they don't really have the reproductive instincts as we humans have, because that's in a way with how we keep our species going, keep ourselves, our legacy, leave something behind, offsprings. But for them, they're kind of nearing extinction, because they are very long lived, but they don't really reproduce, which, yeah, I've seen this in a few other fantasy shows, stories and things like that. But I'm curious if we're ever gonna see another elf, because she said she met one 400 years ago. Maybe we see more. I'm curious how they view their perspective and things like that. But also a bit sad when you have, it feels like something very special is being lost in the world here. So yeah, something very interesting to think about, and how you leave a legacy behind, what it means to you, in what form do you leave it. I really like these small lessons and things to think about at the start of each episode here. But this is where we get in the interesting part of the episode, the big part of the episode. They're heading to this town liberation festival for when Himmel's party killed the demon there, and again continuing the theme with remembering and how humans do this. They leave monuments, stories, statues, and Himmel also wanted that statue for people to remember them, but he also did it for Frieren, for her not to be alone, just showing how much all of them cared for her, and they knew how she views life, how she's gonna be without them after this. Just breaks your heart so much. Makes the lessons she's learning throughout this journey, it actually brings a tear to my head. And Himmel, I'm gonna say it again, he was the glue for that party, and the words "we are not fairy tales, we existed." That's something very, very important for Frieren and for everybody else to remember something like this, and that's why legacy is important, and I love that so much. But now we have Stark finally finding out where they're going. I'm Frieren, hey, we're going to heaven, but to go to heaven we're gonna have to pass through hell, the Demon King's castle. He didn't find out that part. I'm curious what his reaction is gonna be when they find out they're going to the Demon King's castle. But he's still a bit ignorance is bliss for now for Stark. Now here is where a lot of setup is happening. They get to this new town, and Frieren senses demons instantly, and she goes on the attack, but a guard stops her and pins her down quite easily, if I do say so. Then we see two of the new characters, one human being Graf Granat, I think he's the lord of the town, and one Lord Lugner of the demons here. Apparently they were there for peace talk. At first I was like, okay, something interesting, political intrigue happening with the demons thing like that. And then things got even more interesting, because that demon leaned down looking at Frieren saying, you have blood lust in your eyes, looking at me, those cold blood eyes, source, you look at me like a beast. And I'm like, okay, I can understand that, wanting to kill the demon and so on. But here we have more and more. I was getting interesting. They decide to throw her into a dungeon, and she gets visited by Stark and Fern, and apparently she has to reflect for 2 to 3 years. That's an interesting punishment. I mean, for her 2 to 3 years or whatever, she just wanted her books or grimoires to read, but for Fern and Stark, that's still quite a bit of time. But I don't think it's gonna be that long, considering everything that's happening here. And we get a bit more information that Fern find out. Apparently Ora the Guillotine, one of the 7 sages of destruction, has regained her power, and they started fighting with the town, but somehow they want peace now. Peace talks started, so that's what we saw at the start there. But here I'm like, okay, so maybe they're lying, but I didn't expect the way they were lying, because Frieren says it's pointless, there's no point to do that with demons here. And this is where we get a very interesting flashback with the original party. They corner the demon girl that apparently killed another human girl, but it starts saying, it hurts, mom, it hurts, and they hesitate a bit. And even the chief of the village comes in while Frieren wanted to kill it, and the chief says, no, forgive it, let's take care of, let's have peace now, no more bloodlust. I'm like, okay, I'm not so sure about that one, but even Himmel said, let's see where this is going. So they take her in, and I'm like, I have a bad feeling about this, but I really like the way they portrayed it, the scene, the way it looked here. Then after a while, she kills the village chief, bursts down his house, and takes the daughter of the village chief. Hey, I brought a replacement, trying to go to that family. But showing the warped mentality perspective, how demons actually look like, hey, I broke your toy in a way, I'm just gonna buy you a new toy. That's not how life works here, but they don't really have that concept there. And Himmel proceeds to cut it when it showed its true color, saying it's gonna take the girl hostage, and Frieren kills it finally. And here we have the full-on reveal how the demons actually are, saying you have no concept of family, and so why the word mom? Why did you use it? Frieren asked it. Because it stops you from killing us. It's a magic word. And showing that they're just kind of like parrots in a way, the demons. They can imitate human speech, but they don't actually have the convictions, the morals. I think it's just like a tool they use for predators to kill humans. And even Flamme was the one that made the term demons. She called monsters with human speech demons. So they're in fact pure monster. This is not even about actual intelligence. They don't even understand some of the words they use. They just know what they can accomplish with the words, using them just to deceive. And I kind of really like these impressions of demons. I've seen a lot of intelligent demons. We can talk to them, we can converse with them. Some of them are just pure killing machines, evils, but this feels like a combination in a way, which got me really interesting to see. I'm curious if the higher ups are the same way. Did they gain intelligence after well, like actual intelligence? I don't just mean imitating human speech, especially this Aura one that maybe we're gonna meet later on. But here we have Lugner being very curious about Frieren and admitting to her being right about the true nature of demons, and curious what his reaction is gonna be when he realizes who Frieren is there. That's gonna be a nice shock to him. But then we have an interesting thing showing how useful this skill is for demons to deceive humans. When what was his name, Graf, takes them to his son's room, saying, hey, I want my revenge, my son died 10 years ago during this conflict here, and he was about to kill Lugner, but the way Lugner adapted, like, that was kind of scary in a way and cold, because we knew, but Graf had no idea what happened in that situation, because they have a moment together with Lugner saying, hey, I have the same room, taking care of it, keeping it in the same condition for my father. I lost somebody very precious, so it's time to stop this bloodshed. Let's have the peace talks, which kind of makes Graf backs down and saying, I'm going to consider it. And yeah, we know, but if you are in that situation without us having the answer beforehand, what exactly demons are, we could have said, hey, maybe this makes sense, maybe they actually want peace, maybe they're lying. But these are some of the scariest demons. You have killing machines that seem humane. I really love the way they showed demons here in Frieren, and even more Lugner after that talking to one of his underlings or whatever that girl was, saying he just wants them to lower the barrier, and after that they're gonna raise the town with Aura's army, and we see her a bit shown in this chair slash throne with her army. I'm very curious what kind of personality Aura is going to have, and seeing her with Frieren when they finally reunite, if you can even call it a reunion that way. And apparently one of the demons, Drast, sorry if I mispronounce his name, decides to take action in his own hands and go after Frieren, and instantly kills one of the guards there, goes to the cage, and Frieren was already thinking of escaping here, but she's still inside, and they have a bit of a conversation there, and he's there to kill her, but I don't think he has any idea, even though Frieren warned him, just so you know, I am strong. Stronger than me? No, stronger than Aura. And yeah, I can definitely see that, considering the time passage. We also saw it with that demon in the first 4 episodes there, how magic evolved and everything. I'm really curious how Frieren is compared right now to Aura. That's gonna be an interesting thing to see. But this is where the episode ends, and color me more than intrigued. I really like this type of demons they have here. I'm really curious how this is gonna move forward with Frieren, how she's gonna, when she actually gets serious there. Stark also, how he's gonna deal facing demons. Fern already faced a demon before here, but yeah, it's getting better and better somehow. You have actual bigger stakes here, and I'm having so much fun with with Frieren to say the least. But this episode is probably one of my favorites episodes so far. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. What do you think about how demons are just sort of intelligent monster? They can mimic speech here. Even Lugnar, when he said the father word, he didn't even know what exactly the father concept meant, but he just saw the results of using that word, same as mom. So I'm very interested here. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Frieren. Make sure to check out the podcast Because Anime. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.